The Pittsburgh Steelers have been linked to a possible trade partner with the Chicago Bears for quarterback Justin Fields. Now, we all know the Chicago Bears hold that number one overall pick in this year's draft, and the overall consensus number one overall pick is going to be Caleb Williams. Everyone thinks the Bears are going to draft Caleb as their new franchise quarterback and move forward that way. I don't like that decision. I think if I was a GM, which I'm not, thank goodness, because I would take Marvin Harrison Jr., give Justin Fields another weapon, build that offense around Fields, make him, feel that the organization believes in him. As of right now, if they actually go Caleb Williams, why would you keep both of them on your roster? So that means they're going to have to look for a trade partner, probably get something, pretty decent, a good trade package, a second rounder, a fourth rounder, which is what we're going to get to in this little segment here where I went to Fanatics or Fan Nation or whatever. It's a website and it was all Steelers website there for him and kind of dove through the situation and looked at what the Chicago Bears might get in return for Justin Fields from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's get right into that. Before we do it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are now the odds-on favorite to land Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields this offseason, shooting up the sports books to the top spot as they begin their offseason. At DraftKings, the Steelers are now plus 110 to acquire Fields through a trade ahead of the Chicago Bears, which is plus 150. So that's if the Bears keep him. That's where you get that line at. Or the Atlanta Falcons at plus 550 and the New England Patriots at plus 650. And I think you can also put the Las Vegas Raiders. I've seen some, little rumblings of that. But right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are the odds-on favorite at DraftKings Sportsbook to land Justin Fields. Now, this is the first time Pittsburgh has been the favorite to land Fields this entire offseason. That is bananas. I think that it'd be a good fit over there in Pittsburgh. Now, ESPN's Adam Schefter recently claimed that head coach Mike Tomlin is a big fan of Fields and that the Steelers are expected to acquire an outside quarterback during this offseason. NFL insider Benjamin Albright said the Steelers are one of the three teams he expects to call Chicago about a trade. Not really make a trade, but call, snoop around a little bit, see what it might take to get Fields away from Chicago, which it might cost a lot, might not, being that they're trying to go for their new franchise quarterback, Caleb Williams, with the number one overall pick. But Fields is entering his fifth-year option and will need to sign a new deal ahead of that 2025 season. Now, if the Steelers were to call about a trade, they'd likely give up at least a second-round pick, with predictions saying that they'll give up a second and a third-rounder for the young quarterback in Justin Fields. So a second-rounder and a third-rounder. I think you could even say just maybe a second-rounder and a fourth-rounder for Fields, because it seems as if the Bears are already moving on for them, so they really don't hold that much leverage. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, right? It's just like, okay, you're drafting Caleb Williams. Why do you want Fields when you have a different backup? Or why would you keep them both? You have no leverage here. We would like Fields to come compete for our starting overall, our starting quarterback position, and that'd be probably the best case scenario. But it is what it is. And Fields is just 24 years old, okay? And he's coming off his best season as a pro despite playing just 13 games, completing 61.4% of his passes for 2,562 yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He also ran for 657 yards and 4 touchdowns. So you're looking at that stat line, you're going, that's his best, career year. That's his best year in the NFL. That's horrible, which it is. Okay, I'm not putting that beside anything like that. That's bad. Okay, he didn't play for some of the games this season, but still 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Got to clean that up a little bit, all right? 2,500 passing yards. We're like, what are we doing? This guy he didn't flourish until that back half of that season, or the back end of the season, where we really started seeing that offense click. But really what it comes down to for me anyways, is being at the right system at the right time. The right fit means a lot. And it didn't seem like Chicago believed in Fields. They didn't really give him a chance to succeed. They didn't let him, it's like one of those high school, coaches that are saying, watching this kid do these alley-oop dunks and between the leg dribbles and stuff like that, and going, don't do that. You got to stop doing that. Let's pass the ball. Let's, play fundamentally sound football, and not letting him use his abilities to help the team succeed, which is just stupid. Like, if a guy can alley-oop dunk, throw it off the back of the glass and go get it, and yam it, let him do that if he can. Like, you need to add that energy. So I think with Fields being on the way out, or most likely being on the way out, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've been in quarterback purgatory since Big Ben basically retired, right? Kenny Pickett's been up and down. He's been good, then he's been bad. He's been good, he's been bad. Then you're looking at Mitchell Trubisky. They just released him. Mason Rudolph says he wants a new start or a fresh start somewhere else. So you're looking at an organization that's like, hey, we have to find our guy, and Fields very well could be that guy. We bring him in here. We just got a new offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith, who also, has some ties with him being when he was down in Atlanta. But the thought of that is that, Fields is from Atlanta, so why, he probably would want to go down and play there. But what we've seen from Arthur Smith as an OC in the past was like, look what Ryan Tannehill did. He had a couple good years with Arthur Smith. They went to the playoffs, right? Arthur Smith brought the best out in Derrick Henry from that 2019 to 2022 season. So Arthur Smith could hypothetically bring out the best in Justin Fields, and with the firepower they have on offense, you're looking at Najee Harris and Jalen Warren in the backfield. At wide receivers, you have George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, and then you also have, your tight end Pat Freiermuth. It's just like, we have the weapons. We have the offensive line. We just need a quarterback to come in here and really understand the offense and just execute the offense. And Justin Fields, to me, seems like a perfect fit down there in Pittsburgh or over there in Pittsburgh. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, let me know your thoughts on this. If you want Justin Fields, or if there's any other quarterbacks that you think the Pittsburgh Steelers should go after, like a Russell Wilson, a Kirk Cousins, and stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks. And you just got your fix with the Wicks.